The impact sounded like the world breaking. The logic of gravity, of solid metal and secure seats, vanished in a heartbeat. His car was thrown into the intersection. The seatbelt locked against his chest. The entire world became spinning streetlights and rain. Something crushed inward. Pain arrived everywhere at once and then disappeared beneath shock. Darison could not tell which direction he faced. His ears rang. The windshield had become a web of tiny, shining fragments that reflected the streetlights like frozen stars. Somewhere outside, people shouted. A woman yelled for someone to call emergency services. Another voice warned everyone away from leaking fuel. Darison tried to breathe. A shallow breath came. He tried to move his hand toward the briefcase. His arm did not respond. The connection between mind and limb was severed. He was a passenger in his own wreckage. The evidence was just inches away. Then, through the shattered window, he saw someone step from the damaged vehicle farther down the intersection. Recognition took a moment. The man looked toward Darison's wrecked car. There was no shock in his face, no horror at an accident, no frantic effort to help. His expression contained something far worse than panic. Recognition. Darison understood. The crash had not been an accident. He wanted to tell them to secure the briefcase, to give the suspect's name, but only a faint sound escaped him. The truth was dying. A woman began speaking to him. He could see her mouth moving, but the ringing in his ears swallowed the words. The physical world was withdrawing. Darison looked once more toward the briefcase. Find the records, he thought. The evidence mattered because the truth was there. The streetlights blurred. The shattered windshield became a field of stars. His final clear thought was, I never saw it coming. Then there was light. Then there was light. Darison expected nothing after death. He did not expect sensation to return. The first sensation was cold, gentle, vast, and strangely inviting. There were no sirens, no traffic lights, no pain, and no breath struggling inside damaged lungs. There was darkness, but not empty darkness. Stars hung within it. Darison tried to open his eyes and encountered the problem that he could not tell whether he possessed eyes. Reasoning was one of the few familiar things he still possessed. He tried to move an arm and heard instead a faint metallic sound. Clink. He stopped. He tried again. Another metallic sound answered. Clink. My name is Darison Ambers. Nothing changed. Partner at Ambers and Copper CPA. Certified fraud examiner. Recently murdered. That one felt worse. He tried to look downward. The star-filled darkness shifted around an object that he understood to be himself. Metal links moved through the void. Chains. Darison stared at them without eyes, then attempted to move again. The chains obeyed. Awareness did not occupy one place. It seemed to exist through every link at once. When he moved one length of chain, he felt it. When he shifted another, he felt that too. You have got to be kidding me, he said, although he had no mouth and no lungs. The words existed anyway. The universe had broken. The metal was cold, dense, and heavier than anything his old body could have wielded comfortably, yet weight no longer troubled him. Yet something impossible slept within the metal: magic, shape, purpose. But he recognized it now, with the same instinctive certainty that told him when a ledger was out of balance. There was possibility in the chains. Shape, purpose. The sense that what he appeared to be was only a beginning. He thought of his name. Darison belonged to reports and signatures. He did not want to discard that man, but Dari had always been the name used by people who knew the person beneath the title. The name felt right. Dari, he said into the void. The chains curled slowly around themselves, a sign-off to the old life and an intro to the new. Somewhere beyond the star-filled darkness, he felt a pull. Not a hand, but a destination. Cold iron, old runes, a distant world. Dari did not know that someone named Mira Ashworth would eventually find him. She carried an old crime behind a successful merchant's smile. He did not know that his new existence would give him the ability to sense intent, judge corruption, and offer gifts. A weapon in need of a form. Gifts that changed as quickly as the person holding him did. For now, there was only darkness, cold metal, and quiet stars. 2D anime wonder. The first impossible movement of one chain link against another. Clink. The sound of destiny in a silent world. Dari began learning what he had become. The weapon was awake, and it had a memory. The awakening was just the beginning.